Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct, among other penalties.
I have never.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Going great, Anna. How are you?
Hanging in there. I want to welcome everybody real quick to another episode of 10 Minute Misconduct. Tonight's going to work a little different. We were supposed to have a guest, and I'll go over exactly why we don't have a guest currently. So I'll give a couple minutes for some people to come in the room before we kind of talk about that, but I do want to apologize because we were scheduled to have a guest. So that one's going to fall on me. And again, we can explain that. So anyway, Sam, Aaron, how are you guys doing tonight?
No,
Doing great.
yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Still kind of hot for the weather, but that hockey season, ice, chill, cold, I need it. I need it soon.
I'm enjoying the little bit of spooky season that we've got going on right now because I don't know about everybody else, but spooky season starts September 1st for me.
And we
Uh,
are big spooky season fans here at the
we are.
podcast. So
But just waiting for hockey to start. Can't wait. I'm having some serious withdrawals over here.
you got a pretty exciting game coming up, don't you? That you're going to be going to soon?
Oh my gosh. I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but the more we watch the preseason games for Tampa, I really can't wait for this crunch game taking place at the Vision Veterans Memorial Arena over at the Binghamton Barn. I absolutely cannot wait. And I think part of what's kind of like fueling me right now is that I don't 100% know who's gonna be in that preseason game because it's such a preseason thing. And we've been watching the preseason NHL stuff, and I'm like, damn, I really hope they send that person back down to the AHL for like a couple preseason games just because I want to watch them play.
Yes, but that can definitely happen. I know this is not Fed related, but hockey related. We're both Tampa fans, and we're big fans of Geeky, and he was kind of up and down throughout
Huge.
the season. So, I'm pretty jealous personally that you get to check out those games, and I know for me, like I was just recently back in our arena here in El Paso, and I picked up a nice little bug from being there over the weekend, so I'm not feeling well. So I want to apologize in advance. I'm kind of fighting off this like migraine and stomach flu thing that's going on, and if I'm not at my best tonight, that is why. If let's see, we've got a few more people in here now. So I guess we can go ahead and get started. So if you guys want to know what's going on, drop a teapot emoji in the chat. Because there is a little tea, and it's not amazing tea, but it is bullshit, in my opinion, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But the reason we don't have Jay Croup on tonight, I just want to give a shout out to Jay. He's a great guy. He's been on the show every season, and there's never been a problem with that. He's always been a good friend of the show, and like, we're supporters as well. So basically, what happened was about a month ago, I started sending out emails to all the teams so we could try to like have a little bit more of a professional relationship set up and go through the teams to get players. Now, we did have a lot of teams reach back out. We've got some cool collaborations set up coming up in the next few months. And one of the teams that we didn't hear back from was Monroe, which totally fine. Like, teams are not required to work with us or other podcasters. They can do their own thing or whatever. So once I didn't hear back from them and a couple other teams, I started going down the chain of command, just as kind of what I always learned being around the military. Like, you kind of, follow the chain of command. So once I couldn't get in touch with them through email, I reached out to ownership and again did not receive any acknowledgement or anything back. So then I reached out to somebody I know, which happened to be Jay, and I just kind of asked for some guidance on like what we could do to get a moccasin for the show, and that the moccasin fans really poured in. Actually, they wanted the first episode. They beat out all the other teams by almost 200 votes. I mean, they really showed up. So anyway, he mentioned, yeah, cool, like I could do it, this and that. And so we are like, okay, cool. Didn't think it was going to be a problem. I've set up with Jay in the past. So anyway, I guess Monroe has like a PR team or something we're supposed to go through to set up interviews or anything like that. But the problem is they don't answer their emails and they don't have any information on their website. So I couldn't really get in touch with anybody. And then yesterday, like kind of halfway through, I got a message stating that Jay was not allowed to come on the show. And a big part of it was because we didn't go through their PR team and this and that. And I was like, okay, well, what the heck? And I also got two messages from other people stating that it had a lot more to do with some very, very childish drama over on the Trash Talk page that had nothing to even do with this season or, anybody coming on the show. So I was like, we were blindsided about that. And um, yeah, from there, I did the best that I could. I had to track down the phone number to the PR person and basically was just told that the show would not be happening. And when I asked if they would work with us in the future, they said, sure. But of course, when I asked, if there was a reason why the show couldn't happen when there was still 24 hours, like I asked who a future player could be, a future date. Like, I really put the ball in their court. I got left on red. I reached out to management, same thing. Basically got left on red when I started asking, like, I know that it has to do with this. That's what I was told by multiple people. Like, am I supposed to be doing? And I got left unread. So to me, I think it's a game. And I want to say that I personally want to apologize to the Moccasin fans because I thought we would be able to deliver. In the 4 seasons we've been podcasting, we have never run into an issue like this, not one time. So it doesn't look like Monroe is going to be open to working with us, even though in the text they said that they would. But again, they didn't respond when I tried to like make steps forward or like, hey, when could we set something up? That way we could kind of give you guys some information. So I'm not trying to just throw it on Monroe. But again, I did reach out. I tried to do things the right way and go through the right channels, but we were blocked even after explaining that, you know, this was what the fans wanted. This isn't just about the show. We do this for fun. It's a hobby for us. You know what I mean? And the sad thing is it was displayed, and this is my opinion, it was displayed in a way of, oh, well, let's try to make their lives harder. And I'm like, you're not hurting us. You're not hurting our show, and you're not making our lives harder. You're not listening to your fans. So I know everyone has their own opinion, but my suggestion is this: go and talk to your team. See if they'll let players go on someone else's podcast. You know what I mean? Like that way you can still hear from your team. Go out and support your guys. Like just because somebody has a personal issue with us, it has nothing to do with the professional level whatsoever. And we're being blackballed from that team, in my opinion, like I said, and I explained why I feel that way. It is what it is, and I hope that you guys are going to be able to hear from your team. And it just unfortunately doesn't look like we're the podcast that's going to be able to provide that. But there's some great podcasts out there. I mean, we're pretty friendly, I would say. I think with pretty much every podcast that's out there, we don't have any beef with anybody, and so that's my suggestion. Like, don't just listen to us. Listen to everybody. Explore. You know, the one good thing is it does leave room for other teams and other players to have potentially more episodes. Like we planned on having two per team, but I'm assuming it's going to probably be this team and potentially another one that we're probably not going to be able to present to you guys. It's not that we don't want to, because we do, but it is what it is, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. So, you know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us, but I can't really give you any more answers than what I've already said. So sorry, Sam or Aaron. I'm sorry. I know I'm just my head today. Do you guys want to give your opinions? Because I know we definitely have some thoughts.
I think it's just important to note that the main roadblock, the first roadblock that we were told, the first falsity that was given to us was that we didn't go through the PR team, that we didn't go through their media people. Now, I know Anna said it, but I want to reiterate it harder. Anna did.
I
Anna
tried.
did
I
go to the
sent an email
media.
to the team.
Anna did do her part and she did try to do it the right way. We are all about being professional. We're all about doing this the way that it should be done. And, this is the relationship that we have with some other teams. Anna's worked really hard. Anna has had multiple meetings with multiple teams. They have had Zoom calls, they have had video chats where we have multiple teams who have told us how excited they are to work with us this season. And we are so excited to work with them and we're excited to give you guys the product that you want. That's all we're here for, is to make the fans happy. We're just a bunch of besties sitting in a virtual circle talking about our favorite thing together, trying to make the fans happy and trying to interact with you guys. And that's what's important to us, is the fans. And for an organization who says that they have such a focus on the fan experience, as they should, and I hope that they do. And I hope that they choose to continue that focus on the fan experience and make true on their word. I hope that they are men of their word and that they say that we can work together in the future, because that is what we were told. Again, I think Anna touched on it. This was very much so after the falsities that we were given was confirmed by more than one person, including the main person themselves, that this stemmed from something that happened on another page and on somebody not being able to use multiple burners on that page when they already had the option to remain anonymous and were using that option to remain anonymous. And then they're taking their voice away from their player, away from Jay. Jay has the right to talk and be a part of things now. Again, I totally respect professionalism and I respect wanting to go through the media, but you can play that game, we'll pull receipts.
We do have the receipts, and like I'm not even trying to be funny, but there's a spot on our wall for a cease and desist, and I'm sure that's coming. But it is what it is. We're just trying our best to be transparent without causing some huge war. And that's just kind of why we're taking the route that we are. This is what happened, take it or leave it. But we do have the receipts. I've got so many screenshots. I've got recorded voicemails that I've left yesterday, text messages, emails, you know, but I don't know. It is what it is. And, you know, uh, the best thing we can do is to you fans that are watching, we'll try to do better. We'll try to be better. When I sent those messages, I sent them to the team and I sent them to the team, to every team. So not every team has every little bit of information during the off season online. And so there wasn't a direct email. It was a contact this team. And so for example, there was one team, they were like, hey, I'm not the person that handles that, but I will put you in touch with so and so that does. And I had zero issues. It was awesome. I was grateful for the help. And this one didn't go that way, but um I don't know. Sam, do you have any thoughts before we lay this to rest and move on?
Um, so during the off season, there was a lot that we had actually done. One of the things that Anna had done up, it was a complete write up, and it was sent to every single team. I want you guys to understand that it was a professional. Hey, we want to work with you guys. We want you guys to be able to assist us in marketing your name, your brand, your players to the more masses. So it doesn't benefit us. We're not getting paid. We ain't doing this, on the books. We ain't doing this under the table. No, we're doing it for fun. We like hockey. We love hockey. You know, like Aaron had said, like we just like to sit down and talk, and we got guests. It makes it even better because we try to show that they're actual people.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, the write up, what was done essentially in a very professional manner, explaining that. And then on top of that, we had also sent out all the teams a uh, potential schedule of when every single team would be able to come on and everything. So it's like they knew well in advance. It's not like, oh, by the way, Monday, can you come on Wednesday? No, it wasn't like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
individuals know week plus out.
yeah, I was gonna say for most, I was like, we kind of have like a tentative schedule and, we can talk more specifically about dates and times, but it's not done like a day or two in advance at all.
And I
So
think that that's a really important point. Sorry, Sam, I don't mean to talk over you at all. But I think that that's a really important point because there was also conversation that was had throughout the day where it was made blaringly obvious that the person who chose to turn into a savage and decide to kibosh everything and play power trip. At least that's what it feels like right now. It's my opinion that this is a power trip because we've unseparated professional and personal feelings here.
Right.
Um, but this person knew over a week ago. This person knew
When we
when
announced
we
it.
announced last week that their staffer was expected or planning, not expected, that's the wrong word, but planning on coming onto the show. It was made absolutely obvious that this was known much further in advance and they chose. It is my opinion, it is my belief that this person specifically chose to wait until the day prior to try to further shove a wrench in it. And maybe they just wanted us to not be able to get a guest on. Maybe they just thought that they were going to ruin our day. But sorry, there's no salty Susies raining on this parade. We're going to get back up and we're going to do better. Sorry.
Yeah. And that is one thing I can promise the fans we'll do better. I will try to communicate better with the teams. And on the off chance they didn't know, I mean, it was brought to my attention that somebody did not agree with the fact that they knew last week and they waited till the day before. Maybe there's the off chance that they didn't know because that person didn't directly tell me that they didn't find out till just this minute. But we did talk about it on the show. I did have conversations with Jay about coming on. So On the off chance that it is some bizarre miscommunication, I know yesterday there was still time that we could have made it happen. I tried to discuss that with two different people to make it happen, and it didn't happen. So um, I guess if it's okay, I guess I'll just wrap up on it. Does seem like the ego, needing to stroke the ego came way before like what the fans wanted, because they were aware of what the fans wanted, and we were perfectly happy like having a guest on and making it happen, but it just is what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys are able to hear from some of your players this season, and I don't know, maybe they'll have a podcast of their own and you'll be able to check them out there. And I don't know. It is what it is. And again, I'm sorry that it happened this way, and I'll just do my best to try better with communicating with teams and going by rules that they don't have announced on their page that I guess we're just supposed to know. Um, reading minds and stuff. That is kind of what we do over here at 10 minutes. So, with that being said, Sam was kind of toying around with a cool idea. We were talking about spooky season and maybe some pictures, maybe like a little contest with some skeletons. I know all three of us are huge like Halloween nuts, so you're definitely going to start seeing some fun spooky stuff from us, or maybe a new spooky opening or some I don't know. What are you thinking, Sam? Like Halloween decor that might be have a little hockey theme in there somewhere?
Um, yeah, yeah. Um, I would definitely kind of like to see everybody's Halloween decorations, how much everybody gets involved, and just having fun with it. And I mean, same thing with like Christmas. I'm also big with Christmas too. But yeah, I mean, it just having the fun of letting everybody else kind of see your decorations and also being able to see other people's decorations. I like it. It's fun. I do it for, pardon me, I do it for the kids, and I just try to give them an extra memory or something, as they continue to grow up in life. And I definitely would like everybody else to be able to have that opportunity as well. So, I mean, maybe just showing pictures, maybe, at some point a poll or something, or we can even try to put together a video or something with people's Halloween decorations or something. I mean, definitely let us know what you guys would be kind of interested in. And I mean, we can definitely try to make it work.
Yeah,
So,
I think that would be super cool, or maybe some fun. Like last year, I know me and my fiance, we went to a hockey game dressed as a blind ref, and he was a puck bunny, so that was a lot of fun. Some yeah, maybe even dress up as your favorite hockey player for the next game that's close to Halloween, or yeah, I'm sure we'll come up with something cool. And Erin has been doing a lot of research. She's gonna give us the lowdown, what's going on in the Fed with all the teams. Yeah, fill us in, girl.
So I do want to put a little disclaimer out there. Some of this news is more current than others. So just for reference, my research was through the Fed website and through all of the team's social medias. And for my knowledge of things that I've heard going on. So some of this stuff's really new. Some of this stuff's a little bit older, but I'm hoping that maybe I can help some fans of other teams itch a little bit about fan teams from around the Fed. Not everybody's like us and they pay attention to all the social medias. But here's my little version of around the Fed. In the Continental Division, we have the new Biloxi Breakers. There's been some pretty big feelings there this week, stirred up amongst the fans, as talks about a potential. I think it's looking more like it is an actual breakup of some very fan favorite folks, which we feel for, and we'd love some clarification on some things, but I think that people will talk when they're able to if they can. But we love the bars just like the Biloxi fans love the bars, and we wish better and wish the best for them. Um, the Carolina Thunderbirds are no longer the Carolina Thunder Turds. They're now the
yay.
Twin City. They're now the Twin City Thunderbirds. Congratulations on the rebrand, my friends. They have a new name now. I think we have a graphic possibly of the new logo. Um, Dawson Baker, this is a big one. This is one of the ones that's a little bit older, and I know there's been a lot of conversation about this already. But Dawson Baker was traded to Athens for Jaeger Benson and Kyle Russell. That is huge to me. I feel like Dawson Baker, for as long as I've been around the Fed, has been a huge part of Carolina. I
I
was
agree.
really shocked to see him go. I feel like, in the most respectful way, Dawson Baker and Jacob Schnapp were like the face of Carolina for me. Like they're the two pests from Carolina. They're the players that you hate to watch play your team, but would probably absolutely adore if they played for yours. So
I
like
agree.
I feel like they broke up the dynamic like duo in a way. I don't know. It's crazy to me.
Can I
For them,
ask?
yeah.
I just want to see what are your guys' thoughts on the new logo, and the new name, and also if anyone's watching in the chat, whether you're a Thunderbird fan or not, let us know. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
You
I'm
know,
kind of interested in stuff because I mean, my honesty is it almost looks like a Oldsmobile type logo, and they just threw some stuff on there. I'm not really a car guy either, especially an Oldsmobile. Maybe I'm not thinking about maybe a Pontiac or something. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of a car logo. But they kept their red, black, and white theme, of course.
I
So
like that they did that because when I think of
yeah.
Carolina, I do think of those colors immediately. Like even over say like the Prowlers, even though I know they kind of rebranded into like the ketchup and mustard thing, which is cool. I mean, it's cool because it's different from everybody else.
The McDonald's unis.
Yeah.
They're the Ronald McDonald's.
So I'm looking at the logo and I gotta say I like the center. I think it's cool. And I'll be honest, I don't know. When I think Thunderbird, the thing that comes to my head is kind of Native American, like the big powerful bird. That's what I think of. But when I look at this, I more see kind of like a plane in the middle. And so I don't know the exact idea behind the design. I don't think it's bad by any means. I can see what you're saying with like maybe the potential for like, are you talking about like the hood ornament type thing that goes on the front of like the older car? You know what I'm talking about?
not necessarily just a hood ornament, because like all cars nowadays, they also have their logo, their emblem, like right in
Right.
the grill. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Um, I so for me, I would say it's kind of in the middle. I don't think it's great or terrible. I think we might have pictures of the unis too. I don't know if we're able to pull that up, but I remember seeing those, and I do like those. Okay, there they are. So maybe
Great.
it could be the color scheme, but I
Those
I like
scream
them.
Thunderbirds by the colors.
I
Yeah,
do like the unis. I don't hate the logo. I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's as bad as some of these like Shutterstock, like AI generated logos that some of these teams have used.
yeah.
Um, I don't think it's that bad, but it doesn't scream Carolina to me. And maybe that's just because I'm stuck on the old logo. Like,
It could be. I know humans, we like our things
yeah,
that we know, our routine, and so maybe this is just new. But if I was a Carolina fan, that black sweater would definitely be one I'd be interested in.
yeah. The sweater's definitely great. I don't hate the logo at all, but I definitely like it better on the sweater with the sweater, all of the everything together than I do with like it just being
See, now this white one
wherever.
though, I do get Carolina vibes,
I
and maybe
do.
it's because it's very
Hmm.
similar to the ones we've seen in the past,
Yeah,
and maybe it's just the logo is like throwing us off a little bit. But um, good job on the sweaters. I like them.
they are very nice.
Hmm.
The next team on my little roster thing here is the Monroe Moccasins. The Mocs have made several improvements to the arena to improve the fan experience. Signed owner, GM, assistant coach, forward Parker Moskal. He has played quite a bit in the Fed. He hasn't really had any solid homes, but he has. and he's had a pretty decent playing career in the Fed. I'm excited to see what he's going to do for the Moccasins as a player while being the owner, the GM, the assistant coach, and all of the above as well for PD. Um, Good luck to Parker, good luck to Monroe, good luck to PD. I really hope that that works out well for them. The Ice Cats, I don't really have a whole lot on right now. They're doing a lot to get ready for the season. They're doing a lot to get everything ready for the fans. They've made a ton of not trades, but they've made a ton of moves, a ton of transactions. There's not really a whole lot to report on there right this second. I'm sure there will be later in the season. The Columbus River Dragons have announced a new broadcasting network for 2025, 2026. That can be found on their Facebook page and on their website. The Athens Rock Lobsters have announced a new word mark that looks really great. Mr. Graphic Man, if we can get that one, that one's. I really like this word mark. I really like what they did with it, and I don't really know how different it is from the previous one because it's not really something that I've super paid attention to. However, it's really nice looking. It's really sharp. It's really great. Athens also acquired Gleb Banderkin from the Danbury Hat Tricks for PJ Demetrio. Gleb Banderkin was a pretty good player for Danbury last year. He made a lot of moves, did a lot of things, definitely helped out Danbury quite a bit. He was one that I was kind of surprised to see moved to, and maybe that's because as a Binghamton fan, our main person that I feel like we play 500 times a season is Danbury. And he was definitely one of the ones that you hated to hear his name because you'd hear it and it meant that something was going against your team. Um, where did I just go? I lost myself. Baton Rouge Zydeco re-signed Ethan Matcham for the second season. Haven't seen a whole heck of a lot going on over there right now. Now, I don't say that to be sassy or to be nasty about anything. I just did a pretty quick research through some different things. Um,
Yeah, the rock.
oh, there's our Rock Lobsters. That's the new Rock Lobsters logo. Or I don't know if it's their logo, but it's their word mark. But I think it's really cool. It's kind of gives like School of Rock
Hmm.
vibes, and I really like it. I think it's cool.
I do too. I like the play with the hockey stick for the L.
Yeah,
Like it's not overly done and it's not underdone. So yeah, I good job, Athens. I
exactly.
like this.
I also think like with the year, the era and stuff of the B-52s, that was kind of like maybe like the graffiti style, sort of speaking. So it all just kind of blends together too with kind of like that era, that type of art and stuff. So yeah, I mean, School of Rock, yeah, I could see it. Definitely, definitely feel those vibes.
It does look so sharp, though. They really did good with that one.
Hmm.
On to the Empire division. The Binghamton Black Bears held an open house and revealed a new 5-year anniversary logo and new jerseys. We do have some graphics for that. Thank you very much to Tyler Knight for allowing me to use his photos because Binghamton did not post any, and I was far too caught up in my ADHD moments of getting to see my hockey family again to take very many pictures. So thank you so much, Tyler, for letting us use your pictures. I really appreciate it. I really love these jerseys, and I promise you there's going to be one of these jerseys making a show into, or it's going to be showing its face into one of our podcasts because I am in love with these. I already have a Bearhead jersey. That's my favorite jersey. Actually, that's a lie. One of our specialty jerseys was one of my favorite jerseys, but my favorite of our normal three jerseys has always been our Bearhead alternate. But this Bearhead alternate's like even way better, and I can't wait. Can't wait to get one. Someone save me a goalie cut size. Very excited.
I want to jump
Someone
in
in
and
the
give my
office save me
opinion.
one, please.
I want to jump in and give my opinions on this jersey. I see one huge problem, and it's that I don't know which one I would pick because I like them all. That's the
Right.
issue. I am such a fan. Maybe it's because I'm Irish, I don't know, but the green, white, and black, I just think it looks slick. And Y'all know I love my dragons. I'm a dragons fan, but I just dig Bingo's colors and gosh, they all look so good. I just, man, if I had to pick, green is my favorite color, but I just, ooh, it's so hard. I really like the way the white with the diagonal bingo with the stripes.
Yeah.
But I like them all. I mean, I feel like if I went to the merch stand and I would be like, oh crap, I'm next in line. I don't know which one to get. You guys go ahead of me. I need
Really?
another
It's so
minute.
hard.
As long
What
as you
about you,
don't buy
Sam?
my size.
As long as what?
As long as you don't buy my size.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Get
What
whatever
are
you
your
want,
thoughts?
my size. Um, I'm kind of like with you. Definitely the color scheme, it rolls. It kind of blends together because I mean, you definitely have some teams that their colors kind of just clash, make it look, eh. But
You know, you know whose colors I've always loved, and RIP to the Motor City Rockers. I really hope that we get to see them back. But I loved their colors so much. I loved the Motor City Rockers unis. Also, huge Trevor Babin fan, so I loved Motor City anyway. But I loved their sweaters.
Will you
I,
secretly be cheering for Columbus when Babin's in net when we're not playing bingo? Maybe just a little bit.
I will always cheer for Trevor Babin.
Me
I
too. I love
think he
Babin.
is he is one of my favorite goalies. I absolutely adore that guy. I like spicy.
Me too.
I love the spicy players.
Yep, he does not take shit in his
And
crease.
Babin is the best.
Yep. If
There were
you
some pretty funny moments. My behind the bench besties, if they watch this, will know what I'm talking about. But there were some pretty funny moments last year. Like when I realized that I forgot what team he had came with. I don't remember if it was Motor City or if it had to have been. But when I realized that they were playing Trevor Babin, and I was like, oh, just because I was like, Trevor's in our building. Like, I don't fangirl over a lot of players. Like, I don't I obviously love the players, and there's many players that I love, but I don't fangirl over players the way that a lot of people do. There's some spicy players that I just love to see because you know you're gonna have a good show, and you know they're gonna do some stuff on the ice, and Trevor Babin is someone that you know is always either gonna, 1, he's gonna perform and he's gonna give you a good game to watch, and 2, he's gonna give you a show while you do it.
hmm I want to say to anyone watching that's new, welcome to the show. We have had an interview with Babin in the past, so we're still working on moving some of our YouTube videos around. But if you click under the live tab, you can go back and you can see. And we have an interview with Babin, and he's just great. Honestly, he was a great interview. He's fun. He's spicy. I know another goalie from that area that shout out to Manzi. He kind of has the same style of play. Like you just don't get in a tendy's crease, and I like a goaltender that doesn't always have to wait for like the team to jump in and like fight back. Like he'll just back up. You know what I mean? And he'll put you in your place. But also his family is super great about, we always see them in the chat, like in the games that he's playing. And shout out to Babin's grandma because I see her name pop up a lot,
Literally,
and
it's the
I just love
cutest.
that.
I see that's one stat I definitely have to actually go back and look up because I'm kind of curious for like FPHL at least, which goalie has actually gotten the most penalty in minutes? Because I mean, Babin's
That'd be my guess.
gotten a lot of few. But like you said, I mean, he protects his players and he protects his crease. That's his crease. Stay out of it.
Yeah,
So I mean,
I
I wonder
couldn't be
if he
happier as a
might
dragon.
be the top. So
Yeah, I think so. Maybe next week we can come back with that fact to we'll be able to tell you for sure one way or another who's leading in the penalty minutes for the goalies.
yeah, it may just take a long time. So
Let's see.
Little more Binghamton Black Bears news. Binghamton did trade champion Darian Benchich to Watertown for financial considerations. I know a lot of us will miss Darian. A lot of us affectionately called him Benchichi. We will definitely be missing Benchichi around the bench in Binghamton. So, for now, we wish you the best. We'll see what happens the first time we play Watertown on opening night. But for now, we wish you the best and we hope the best. The Blue Ridge Bobcats have announced major upgrades to their team housing. They've shared some photos. I didn't share those in with our group, so we don't have pictures of their housing, but they did share some photos. They have some really nice housing. Now, I know that the Bobcats are also a team that is blessed with a very nice booster club and boosters who really care and are really involved. So I'm sure that there's a lot of help that's gone into that with supplying some stuff. So I'm sure that those upgrades are well welcomed. They also announced a partnership with their local McDonald's where Binghamton fans will be very familiar with this concept. If the Bobcats score 5 goals in their game in any game, any of their home games, they will be able to take their ticket stub and turn it in for a cheeseburger at their local McDonald's. Binghamton also does something very similar to that. We call it the burger goal. It's if we get 4 goals, you get a ticket on your way out the door for a burger at Burger King. I think those things are really cool.
I do
I
too.
think that that's something that I think all the teams should I mean, as someone who doesn't have a Chick-fil-A and prays for oh, I don't really actually pray for anything, but I would love to have a Chick-fil-A. As you can
I,
see,
yeah.
I would love a Chick-fil-A. I would love to have I think that there should be more partnerships like that. I think community engagement with getting teams, like getting people to the teams and then getting them to other places in the community and like that swap between them is really cool.
Definitely that partnership. It's huge. People don't
I
realize
agree.
how freaking important it is. And you help me, I help you. I mean, what's the issue?
People get a little in an uproar in Binghamton if they run out of burger coupons. I don't know if I should admit that as a Binghamton fan, but there's some people that get pretty upset, and believe it or not, I'm not one of them.
You
So
know, burgers are one of my favorite foods, and I think that's fair. I wouldn't fight for a burger, but I'd be bummed if
no,
they ran out of burger tickets as I was like going to grab mine and they're like, we're out. I would be sad.
yeah,
I find the person in
it's
front of me and
it's a
take
funny situation. It's an absolutely funny situation. Danbury Hat Tricks announced their inaugural Blue Line Classic, which will be an exhibition style game where the Danbury Hat Tricks will play against the New York PD hockey team. Now, I cannot pronounce the man's name, but there is a retired New York policeman who was an avid part of the Danbury hockey organization who passed away this week. So, our thoughts are with him and his family and his hockey family in Danbury. But Danbury will be playing a game with the against the New York Police Department hockey team. I hope they find a way to televise that. Ron, I hope you're watching. Find a way to televise that, please. That would be fantastic. I would love to watch that without driving the 3 hours to Danbury. The Indiana Sentinels announced a change in administration. Jack Hudak will now be serving as their head coach, and the assistant coach will be Lester Brown. He played on a few teams last year, put in some games, had some injuries. I think there was a lot of time that he wasn't able to play because of injuries and whatnot, but he showed up for I think the Hudson Valley Venom. I think he was also on the Dashers at one point, but he will be the head coach, or he will be serving as the assistant coach, and Jack Hudek will be the head coach. He's a name that's been seen around the Fed a little bit. The Port Huron Prowlers. Now, oh my gosh, this one is so cool to me. I've been waiting all day to say this one. Braden Braden Simmons Fisher signed a PTO or a professional tryout with the Ottawa Senators and will be or has been playing in their prospect showdown.
Wow, that's
That's
huge.
amazing.
Yes, that's
Oh,
huge.
Braden. I mean, I think their prospect showdown is over now, but at the time of the writing of all of that stuff, it was cool. I think that's really cool because one of the things that I like seeing for the Fed is these steps towards legitimacy and these steps towards, like with including the new levels of professionalism and just taking steps towards legitimizing the league. Um, and I think that's one of the things that, I've heard other people talk about is that the people that you watch in the Fed are not necessarily people all of the time that you're going to see play in the NHL. Like Anna and I were talking earlier. I'm excited to go watch this AHL Crunch game because I enjoy watching the Tampa NHL team. And with the Crunch being their farm team, there's that streamline between the teams where the players are coming up and down that pipeline. So it's fun and it's exciting. We don't necessarily see that with the Fed right now with deals to the higher leagues. Like we see deals between the SPHL and the ECHL and other leagues like that, but we don't see that with AHL and NHL, where we're seeing that this year, where now this isn't even the only one that's a higher level announcement because not only is this Port Huron player Braden Simmons Fisher, he signed that tryout with the Ottawa Senators. The Topeka Scarecrows announced an actual partnership with the Allen Americans of the ECHL, and select Topeka players will be participating in camp with the ECHL with former Fed head coach Steve Martinson, which for anybody that's not super familiar with Steve Martinson, he was very affectionately known as the winningest coach in all of the Fed history because he had like the best record out of any coaches in the Fed. So we're making those steps. And this is why y'all got to tune in now. Y'all need to
Mhm.
invest in the Fed now so that you can say you were here before it became bigger than it did. And I mean, haters can hate and say that the Fed will never be anything if they want to, but the they're making strides. They're
I
making the
agree.
strides, and it may not be everything that we want to see all at once, but we do have to acknowledge that there are steps being taken. And I think this is amazing. If you truly love these players the way that people claim to love these players, then you should want to see the Fed explode into something bigger to better support them. And these things, whether you like Port Huron, whether you like Topeka, whether you like any of the teams or any of the people that I'm talking about, wishing them success and wishing them great things while these things are happening will only benefit not only that player, but your team, and this league as a whole.
I
Um,
agree. I think one thing players need more than anything is the love of the fans and the confidence boost that that brings. I I think that that's a huge morale booster throughout the season because these guys put their bodies through hell and back. And I think there's a lot more talent in the Fed than a lot of maybe outsiders give it credit for. I've seen some insane hockey, like even a few seasons ago, a former NHL player, Ian White. I remember watching this man just make cross ice passes that were like butter, and I was like, man, he is freaking good. Who is this guy, So I think, if you're new to the league, give it a chance. I promise. Like I bet you will be pleasantly surprised with what some of these guys and teams are going to do this year. I really feel like this is going to be a big year for the Fed, just not just with the expansion teams, but just in general. With that comes more fans, more people, more cities. Like I really think it's just going to keep getting bigger.
See, now with that, I think like you said, it definitely is getting bigger, but I mean the level of like ECH and SPHL players also kind of coming down to
Hmm.
make the FPHL to essentially better their game. It's also another stepping stone to where we are a legitimate league. And I mean, a lot of people can say what they want about, like you said, the other teams that have folded, teams that have been dormant and stuff. But I mean, as long as the fans continue to show up and show out, and support those players, support that team,
Mm-hmm.
we will only get better as a league. We'll only create something better. And like Aaron was saying, you jump on it now, you can actually kind of sit there. You may not be able, I was there from the beginning because I mean, you'll see, but you can definitely say like, hey, I watched that kid, when he very first joined professional hockey. When you got those memories, those pictures, of that time period, and it's a memory to carry on. And I'm sure you share those with the players in the future. They'll be like, oh man, I miss working with them, I miss being playing with them, and it's another memory for them, and they may be able to come back and just see everyone again. So I mean, support those guys, support the teams.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest message. I know we are getting close on time, but do we have any more news? Have we covered all the teams, or do we
I have
still
one last team,
one more? Okay,
which is the Watertown Wolves. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of information for them. But they have made a ton of trades and moves. I think the biggest news with Watertown right now is while they do have returning players, and they're being led by Justin Coachman, who was a Fed superstar, not a superstar. Justin did very well in the Fed. He was a champion in the Fed.
got a
They're
ring.
being led exactly, and they're going to see, I think, a fairly new team this year. I mean, Trevor Lord is now on a different team. He was a big face. Um, there's a bunch of them. A bunch of the big faces for Watertown are now in different teams. So I think Watertown's going to be a new team. And this, as someone who plays, I don't know, 45% of their games against Watertown this season, that's a little scary because, who knows what they're gonna do? I'm excited. There's always gonna be a place in my heart for Watertown. It's my favorite away barn. Some of my least favorite team to play because it gets a little scary sometimes. But I'm a little excited to see what it's gonna do for them this year. I think that Watertown has the potential to become a dark horse this season.
I think that's a good call. I agree with that. I'm sorry that I missed these comments, guys. I thought I had my chat turned on, and I look over and I'm like, holy crap, I missed a ton. So I just want to shout out like John Altman, hey Abby, we see you. She likes your hair, Aaron. And
Thank you,
hopes like we can come
Abby.
down and hopefully visit for some games. Have to shout out my mom. I do it every episode. Yes, I'm a grown up, but my mom rocks. So mama, I love you. Thank you for always tuning in. And yeah, I think that that's about a wrap. If that's everything with you guys, is there anything else we want to touch on other than we'll be back same time, same day, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be here. Hoping you guys are going to jump on with us, share us with your friends, and yeah, that's all I got. What do you guys got to wrap up?
I think that's mostly it. The only other thing I was going to talk about is some of the differences between standard player contracts and tryouts. So just keep an eye on the page. I will write up a post later and try to explain it a little bit better. I know that Gary of the Fed League Flash has been around and has been trying to kind of help explain that for people, but I'm going to put my own little spin on it and see what I can do later in a quick little post to maybe help people figure that out a little bit because I know sometimes it gets a little confusing.
I actually have a buddy that kind of wants to say hi.
Well, let's say hi to your buddy.
Some people may remember him. Oh, careful, Fred. Uh, oh,
Oh, Fred lost his hat.
see that?
Wow, Fred's really losing it.
I mean, ever since he's kind of been around, I mean, he hasn't been able to do too much.
Don't be too savage to Fred.
So, Fred, say hi.
Hey, Fred. Looking kind of dead over there, bud.
I mean, he hasn't been on Facebook pages in a little while, so he's kind of upset, and he just wanted to make an appearance, say hi. So
Well, Fred, thank you for joining us. Glad we had a guest on today. I know we really needed that. So.
Couldn't do it without you, Fred.
I mean, he'll be around all throughout the Halloween season.
Good
His
deal.
wife's
I'm
name
excited.
is Susie, right?
I think so.
The wife's name is Susie. Tell Susie I said hi, Fred.
Yeah, maybe Susie could make an appearance next week. It would be cool to see the first couple on 10 minutes. So that would be pretty awesome. I just want to say, Aaron, thank you. You killed it today for filling us in on everything. I want to thank you know who you are in the background, like drop in the logos and the photos. We really, really appreciate you. And Sam, as always, you got so much knowledge. I appreciate you being here. And thanks for inviting Fred in. That was a great surprise.
You got it, Fred. He said thank you.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you same time next week. We'll be here and we hope to see you too. And we will see you then. Bye.